Good morning, Facebook and Get Inspired Michiana. It's a beautiful Friday morning in Michiana. We're in South Bend and Mishawaka, and I'm Diane Bennett with Remax 100 and Inspired Homes, and our guest for Friday Morning Life Inspired is Dr. Jeremy Kwon.
Hello.
Thanks so much for being here with us today. We really appreciate you coming.
My pleasure.
Absolutely. So for those of you that are watching for the first time, we basically are going to ask Dr. Kwon 3 questions. There is some kind of a turning point in everybody's life, and sometimes multiple turning points in people's lives.
Right.
And so Jeremy's going to talk to us about one particular turning point in his life and what life was like before that. And then the turning point is a ... moment. Like Jerry Seinfeld says, you know, there's a story and yada, 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 and they left out part of the story. So our yada, yada, yada moment is and then God intervened in your life, and then now you're walking an inspired life. So what was life like before your turning point?
There's so many, but
Sure.
I'm going to share one. When I was in teenage era, I was 19, and I had to make big decisions whether I'm going to be in Korea or in the States.
Okay.
So
And
I
you
came
grew up
here.
in Korea?
South Korea, yeah.
Okay.
And I came here when I was 19.
Okay.
Before that, I wasn't a Christian. Before that, I say I could be a Buddhist. That was one of the popular religions in South Korea.
But were you Buddhist, or were you just kind of agnostic?
Agnostic, yeah. Because I thought I was Buddhist because my mother was Buddhist.
Okay.
But then she came here first before ourselves.
Okay.
Me and my 3 other siblings.
Okay.
And then she became Christians.
Okay.
And then she invited me to be a Christian, but it was very hard in Korea.
Right.
And I think one of the reasons I'm here now is that maybe God picked me up from the South Korea and then put me in this place where you don't even think about, you know, the settings that you were in.
Okay.
So here, I had to begin new life.
Okay. Okay. So at some point in time, God intervened and said, I want Jeremy to know me personally. What was that like? Just because your mom became a Christian and she introduced you, that wasn't necessarily your relationship. So what happened when it became your choice?
That's very true that before I was like self-centered person. I make all my decisions and I'll be responsible for all the decisions that I made. But, you know, there's lives when you become very selfish with, you know, difficult times and circumstances. I say I was very self-centered and very selfish person. And I believe when I came here to state, you know, I have to, as I said, I have to begin everything new. I was 19.
Did you know English at all?
No, not much.
Right.
I was 19 years old. You're right, and then I had to learn new language, pretty much, and then new culture.
Okay.
Yes, my body was 19 years old, you know, teenager, but and I was like a little baby learning new culture and language.
Right.
So that made me really, really humble.
Wow.
Like I was self-centered, but all of a sudden I was nobody.
Wow.
Pretty much, I realized that I'm not the center of the whole universe anymore.
Wow. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, and so at some point in time, you decided, I want to follow God.
I became a Christian.
Yeah.
I got
Why
baptized.
did you decide that? What made you decide you want to
Again,
follow God?
You know, I thought it was a very selfish reason again. It was just too hard. You know, all these new environments, new people, going through these educations. You know, English is not my native tongue.
Right.
So I thought, you know what, God. And besides, my parents got divorced, and that's why I came here with my mother, single mother, to try to raise us all by herself. So all these situations financially, like my family background was a broken family background. So everything, you know, for me, it was too difficult. It was too harsh on me. So I thought, you know what, God, I give up. I cannot do this by myself. I need a father. He's in Korea. He's not really helpful. He's not really helpful for where I am, what I do. So God, you got to help me out here, because otherwise I'm going to be, big time, like failed or something. I was so afraid. So that was my selfish reason why I was looking for God and some help. Yeah.
So how does life inspired work? I mean, so today you're trying to follow God all the time and you're asking him for help all the time. What does that look like? How do you tap into his help?
Okay, let me tell you this. First, I was a college student, so I had to make a decision what I'm going to do next. Okay,
sure.
I became a Christian, and I was thinking about, like, okay, could I be a pastor or
Really?
hey, that could be great. You serve God, and then you get a stipends, and you get a salaries, and that could be perfect. And then I thought, hey, maybe I could think about that. And then I was searching around, and I asked my big brother, who's in a seminary, and then I asked him, like, hey, do you think it's a good idea? And he said, no. Jeremy, you should take care of your family first, your firstborn child. So I thought, God, help me out here, and I have to make a decision, A or B. And
A was pastor. What was B?
Oh, okay. I didn't say A was a pastor.
Oh, okay.
But A was that I wanted to do.
Okay.
The B was what I had to do.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Okay. So it was, okay, should I do what I want to do, or should I do what I have to do?
Okay.
And God led me to the point, directions what I had to do.
Right.
At the point. And then I became dentist.
Right.
For many reasons. I still
You have
serve.
great hands for it, by the way. Nobody likes a dentist with big hands.
Well, no, I have small. Yeah, that's great compliments. So we often think about, hey, God, help me out here. Should I go this way or this direction?
Right.
Decision A or B.
Right.
But I realized later, either way, God's going to bless you. And I was struggling, but then now I look back, would I be like, unhappy if I went to that direction doing what I want to do? No, that's not true. I believe that God bless you no matter what. It's just, the thing is, if you want to walk with God continually, and sometimes you fail, even if it's like direction B that you think you have to do, you're gonna fail sometimes, up and downs. But God led me to the point where I had to be, and as I said, there's multiple reasons why I became dentist. I wanted to help people like maybe people who have a family broken background. Maybe I can help people like I done a lot of mission trips to different places. Maybe I go out there, I help them out, but in reward I'm like I learn a lot, I learn more as I go out there to meet people, doing my dental ministries out there. I went to China, Philippines, and different places. What I'm saying that is, God tried to help me out to see, there's a God that you can rely on, you can depend on.
Right.
You don't need to be alone. You don't need to struggle by yourselves.
Right.
But if you want to seek, and if you make yourself humble and low, and then He's gonna raise you up high.
Right.
I don't think it in a mean way or proud way.
Right.
But then He's gonna help you to find out the value that He planted in you. And anybody else's, if you want to decide to follow.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. So, and I know that now that you've become a dentist and you're thriving with your dental practice, and that you have a passion to take dentistry into some places that don't have dentists and take missions trips with that. Have you had your first trip yet or not yet?
Mission trips overseas? I've done multiple in China, in Philippines already.
That's awesome.
I have 3 young children now. My mission field is my family now.
Absolutely.
With my young children. However, now I enjoy my relationship with my patients. I make my schedule a little extra time for each of my patients, so we can chit-chat a little bit here and there. If they're Christians, we talk about good books, we talk about parentings, we talk about husband-wife relationships.
Right.
I love to laugh together with my
awesome.
patients. And since it's not all about teeth and dentistries,
Right.
but we definitely me and myself, we definitely see people behind teeth.
Right.
So we talk about things in our life in general. If they're not Christian, that's fine. I still tell them about good books, that could help their parentings and relationship with their families. And in our place and our practice, me and my staff, we pray together before I start our monthly
Awesome.
meetings.
Awesome.
Sometimes they say, hey, Dr. Kwon, can you pray for this? And I say, hey, look, can you pray for this? So we just ask each other.
That's
And
awesome.
then sometimes we can pray for our patients.
Right.
Sometimes we talk about things, and I see, tears in their eyes. I have no clue. We just talking about good stuff. And then I see tears in their eyes sometimes, and I go
Right.
like, what's going on here? Do you want me to pray? And then we just pray right there.
Oh, how awesome.
Yeah.
That's so great.
So that's my dentistry, but then
Yeah.
at the same time, and that's how I enjoy my Christian life
Right.
as a dentist. And we talk about, our final identity should be Christians, not pastor, not just dentist,
Right.
or technicians.
Right.
Yeah.
Just God follower, Christ follower.
Look at
Right.
you.
Yeah, very, very cool. Well, you guys, thanks for watching. Jeremy, thanks for being here.
You're very welcome.
And if you want to visit with Dr. Kwon, he would, I'm sure, have coffee with you. You can message us here. We'll get you in touch.
Sure.
Because he's just got a great walk with God, and he's just taking those kids, and that's your ministry, and now your staff and your clients are your ministry, and we're just doing God.
Thank you very much
Just doing
for
that.
inviting me here today.
Absolutely.
It's great to talk about good life in general, meeting a lot of good peoples. Again, and then I really feel honored that you gave me this chance to share.
Oh, my pleasure.
And
Absolutely.
I know you're doing great ministry here too. So I respect that, and I also admire that very highly.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for watching Facebook. You guys have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Weekend.